Hello guys, so last time we discussed about concrete. This time we will discuss about masonry. Concrete hollow blocks. Concrete hollow blocks is popularly known as CHB or hollow blocks lang yung tawag natin. It is classified as load-bearing and non-bearing blocks. Load-bearing blocks are those whose thickness ranges from 15 to 20 centimeters and are used to carry load aside from its own weight. How about non-bearing blocks? Non-bearing blocks, on the other hand, are blocks intended for walls, partitions, fences, dividers, and the like carrying its own weight, whose thickness ranges from 7 to 10 centimeters. So, the standard hollow blocks has three void cells and 2.5 cells at both ends. So, ito yung tinutukan nun. So, isang void cell, pangalawa, tapos tatlo. Tapos ito yung tinutukoy nating two half void cells. So, in total, there are four void cells. So, these hollow cells vary in sizes as there are different manufacturers using different types of mold. Hence, it is recommended that concrete hollow blocks with bigger cells be considered in estimating for a more realistic result. So, in this study, what we want to know is the quantity of materials needed for a certain masonry work made of concrete. So, there are generally, hollow blocks is generally comprises of the following items. So, concrete hollow blocks, cement and sand for block laying, cement, sand and gravel, filler for the hollow core or cell, cement and fine sand for plastering, cement and sand gravel for foundation or footing, reinforcing steel bars and tie bars. So, magdi-discuss tayo dito ngayon kung paano mag-estimate ng hollow block. So, there are two methods, by fundamental methods and by area method. So, example tayo, illustration 2-1. So, concrete hollow block wall has a general dimension of 3 meters high by 4 meters long. Determine the number of CHB, cement, and sand required to construct the wall. So, before that, iyan muna natin yung dimension ng hollow blocks natin. So, sabi kanina, ang general thickness ng natin, hollow blocks ranges from 7 to 10 centimeters. So, pero so 10 centimeters is equal to 4 inches. So, yan yung typical na hollow block na bibili natin sa market. Meron din tayong 15 centimeters or 6 inches na hollow blocks. So, ang typical na hollow block natin, ito yung dimension. So yung length ng hollow block natin ay 40 centimeters or is equal to 16 inches. Tapos yung height or yung depth ng natin is 20 centimeters or 8 inches. Tapos ang width naman or ang thickness ng hollow blocks natin ranges from 10 to 15 centimeters. So 10 to 15 centimeters to. So, yan yung typical na natin, dimension ng hollow blocks natin. So, yung length. So, length is 40 centimeters. Height or depth is 20 centimeters and 10 to 15 centimeters naman ang thickness. So, balik tayo dun sa problem natin. So, ito yung problem natin. So, a concrete hollow block. Tapos, yung 3 meters yung height ng natin, yung wall, tapos 4 meters naman yung length. So, yung may 0.5 dito no na from the footing line to the floor line. So, let's compute sa by fundamental method. So, first, divide the height of the fence by the height of one hollow block. So, ito yun 3 meters divided by 0.2. Bakit 0.2? Kasi yung paglatag natin ng hollow blocks, ganito. So, for example, ito yung wall natin. Ito yung mga hollow blocks natin. Ganyan yung paglatag ng hollow blocks natin. So, ganyan. Ganyan. So, ito yung hollow blocks. Ito yung 3 meters natin. So, ang typical na height ng natin, hollow blocks is 20 centimeters. So, is equal to 0.2 meters. So, 3 meters divided by 0.2 is equal to 15 layers of CHB. So, 15 na patong-patong na CHB yung natin, yung natin sa 3 meters. So, yan yung para lang sa natin sa height. So, how about naman sa length na 4 meters? So, divide the length of the fence by the length of one block. O 1 block lang. So, kanina nga, ang length ng natin, ng hollow blocks is 40 centimeters. So, kung ito yon, 40, 0.4. So, ilang 0.4 ang makukuha natin sa 4 meters. So, 4 meters divided by 0.4 meters is equal to 10 pieces. So, 10 pieces ng blocks, horizontal yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ito yan dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, so forth. Hanggang umabot ng 10 pieces. So, parang lang naman tayo. So, ito na, multiplied the 15 layers by 10 pieces. So, 15 times 10 is 150 pieces. So, bakit 150 pieces? So, ganito yan. So, ito dito, kung ito dito ay hanggang 15 dito. So, by computation lang natin. So, 15 times 10. So, 10 dito, tapos 15 dito. 15 times 10, yung gagawin namin yung pieces ng natin, hollow blocks. So, yan. 15. Kasi lang parang table lang gawa lang tayo ng columns tsaka rows. So, kung may 15 rows tayo, tapos 10 columns, 15 times 10 rows tapos columns, makukuha natin yung sagot na 150 pieces. So, solution number 2, by area method, examine natin yung kung ilang CHB ba ang kakasya sa isang 1 square meter. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.5 hollow blocks in 1 square meter. So, there are 12.5 pieces of CHB in 1 square meter. So, ang dependence lang dito is ang length tsaka ang height ng hollow blocks natin. So, kahit gaano man kakapal yung natin, yung hollow blocks na gagamitin, if it's either 4 inches or 6 inches, hindi natin yan, walang epekto yon sa pag-compute natin. As long as yung pag-consider natin sa length ng hollow blocks natin is 0.2 tsaka 0.4 kasi dito, diba 1 meter to. So, ano nga yung length ng natin? Ng hollow blocks? 0.4. So, 0.4 to, 0.4 rin to. Tapos, ito naman, ano yung length ng natin? Yung depth, 0.2. So, 0.4, 0.4, 0.2 is 1 meter. So, dito naman, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 1 meter. So, ito, 0.4, 0.4, tapos 0.2 meter. So, ganun yung natin pag magagamit tayo ng area method. So, try natin. Hanapin muna natin yung area ng natin sa problem. So, meron tayong area na 3 meters by 4 meters. So, 12 square meters. So, ito yon. Meron tayong 12 square meters. So, multiply lang natin yung 12 square meters by the number by 12.5. Kasi nga, in every square meter, there is 12.5 pieces of CHB. So, 12 times 12.5 is 150 pieces. So, ganun lang kasimple yung pagkuha ng number of CHB pag area method. So, depende yan sa inyo kung saan mas gusto nyo. Kung mas gusto nyo yung by fundamental methods o by area method. So, proceed naman tayo sa example, sa illustration 2-2. So, from the following figure, find the number of 4 inches by 8 inches by 16 inches concrete hollow blocks to construct the fence. So, meron tayong ditong ito yung drawing ito yung illustration. So, meron daw tayong wall na 20 meters ang length, tapos by 12 meters, tapos may gate. Keep in mind, may gate. Ito yung gate natin na 4 meters yung width. So, 4 meters, 4 meters. Tapos, ito yung elevation naman ng hollow blocks natin. Ito yung hollow blocks natin. Yan. Ganyan yung elevation niya. So, first, by fundamental method tayo. So, first, find the perimeter of the fence. So, perimeter. Paano ba kunin ng perimeter? So, lahat ng sides, plus mo lang. So, 4 meters, ito yon. 4 meters, ito yon. 4 plus 4 plus 12, ito yon. Plus 20 plus 20 perimeter. So, simple lang. Question, ba't hindi sinama yung sa gate? Hindi sinama yung sa gate kasi walang hollow blocks tayong ilalagay sa gate. Kasi kung lalagyan natin yan ng hollow blocks, di tayo makakadaan dyan. So, blanco to. So, ang ano lang, kasi di ba dapat 20 by 20 plus 20 plus 12 plus 12. Pero nga, dahil may gate tayo, hindi tayo so 8 lang yung gagamitin natin dito. So, huwag kayong maglalagay ng, huwag nyo isasama yung gate pag nagko-compute tayo. Kasi hindi tayo makakadaan kung may hollow blocks yung gate natin. So, perimeter natin is 60 meters. Yan, perimeters. Yan yung perimeter natin. So, yun yung perimeter na natin, 60 meters. So, divide the perimeter by the length of one block. One block. So, kung iyan na yung perimeter natin, yan, ito. So, simplified na to. Isang buong isang buong wall. Parang in-expand mo lang. So, 60 meters to. Tapos, yung height daw is 2.6 meters. And ito parang in-expand ko na to. Tinanggal ko yung mga column. So, 60 meters. So, ilang divided by 0.4. Ito, 0.4. So, kung yung tulad ng kanina, yung length, dinivide natin by length, tapos yung height, dinivide natin by height. So, ang length ng natin, one block is 0.4. So, length ng wall natin is 60 meters. So, 60 meters divided by 0.4 meters is equal to 150 pieces of Chb. So, kung pagkatapos natin sa length, divide naman natin yung height. So, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, kung ang length, divide mo by length. Pag height, divide mo by height. So, height ng hollow block natin is 0.2. So, divide the height of the wall by the height of one block. So, 2.6 meters divided by 0.2, ito yun, is equal to 13 layers. So, parang rows tsaka columns lang pag nag-aano tayo. So, kung meron tayong 150 pieces dito para sa length, tapos may 13 layers naman tayo para sa height. So, 13 by 150 is equal to 1,950 pieces. So, kung 150 pieces yung kailangan para sa length, tapos 13 layers, 13 pieces naman para sa height, times lang natin. So, by area method, ito lang. Yung length, yung height times the perimeter. So, simpleng mensuration lang yung gagawin natin. So, 2.6 by 60 meters is 156 square meters. So, pagkatapos natin makuha yung area, so in every 1 square meter is equal to 12.5 pieces of Chb. So, simple lang, 156 times 12.5 is equal to 1,950 pieces of CHB. Tulad nga sinabi ko kanina, hindi maapektuhan ng thickness yung yung sa number of CHB. So there are 1,950 pieces of 4 inches by 8 inches by 16 inches CHB. So ito po 0.2 to. Ito naman 0.4 meters. So there are comments comparing the results obtained by the two methods. The answers are practically the same, but for convenience, the solution by the area method is much favored for being simple and direct to the answer. So mas madali na gamitin yung by area method. So yan yung gagawin natin. So take note that in the above example, we computed the number of hollow blocks without posts. So suppose that figure 2-4, ito yon. Ito. Was provided with necessary posts as indicated in figure 2-5. Ito yun. In this case, the area covered by the post should be subtracted from the total area of the wall, then solve the CHB adopting the area method for simplicity of the process. So, kung may mga tayo, may mga may mga columns tayo dito, ito, yan, lahat. Yung thickness ng ng post natin, i-deduct lang natin sa total na length. Ito. So, kung may 60 meters dito, ayan, compute natin 60 meters to, minus, yung thickness ng, post, 0.2. Kung 0.2 meters, times ilang post. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, there are 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2. So, there are 14. 16 pa pala. Mayroon pa pala dito. 16. So, 0.2 times 16 meters. So, yan yung total length ng wall natin deducted by the number of posts. So, 8 meter, 0.2. Yun na yung natin, total. So, yung total na consider nating length para sa wall is 56.8 meters. Yan ay kung meron tayong mga columns. Yan, dideduct natin. So, yan. Yan ay kung meron tayong columns. Kung paras yung columns. So, meron pa tayong example dito. From figure 2-5, using class B mixture, find the number of 10 by 20 by 40 centimeters hollow blocks, cement and sand concrete for the post and footing. So, try natin. So, kanina, yung so ito, meron lang tayong mga posts. So, yung first is find the perimeter of the wall. So, yung katulad lang kanina, 60 meters yung perimeter natin. So, yun na yung natin. Then, find the space length occupied by the post. So, along 20 meters, meron daw tayong 20. So, along 20 meters, ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, meron tayong 6 columns. So, meron tayong 6 columns doon. So, 2.2 times 6. So, yung along 20 meters natin is 0.2 times 6 times 2. But times 2 kasi dalawa yung sides natin na 20 meters. Ito, tsaka ito. So, that is along 20 meters. So, how about naman sa along 12 meters? So, 0.2 times 4 times 2. So, ito yan. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, times 2. So, ganito yung makikita niya. So, ito yung sa edge. Ito yung edge, di ba? So, ba't natin times 2 yung sa natin sa edge? Yung sa 4. Kasi kung ito yon, ito yung 0.2. Tapos, 0.2 rin dito. Ito yung consider na. So, kung yung total length, ito yung face ng column na 0.2. Tapos, ito rin yung face ng column na 0.2. So, kasi nga, ito yung dito yung sa kaya tinawag natin, kaya binilang pa rin natin itong dito. Ito, binilang pa rin natin to. Kasi, binilang natin kanina sa along 20 meters. So, ba't natin binilang ulit sa along 12 meters? Ba't hindi na lang itong dalawa? Kasi nga, yung nasasakupan pa rin ng column yung 12 meters natin. Kaya binilang natin yung sa edge na columns. So, yan na yung natin. So, 0.2 times 6 times 2, 0.2 times 4 times 2 is equal to 2.4 and 1.6 respectively. So, ang total space occupied by the post is 4 meters. 4 meters. So, 6 minus 4 meters. So, yung kanina dito, yung nasob natin dito, ay hindi pala natin na-consider yung sa ito. Hindi natin na-consider. Parang binilang lang natin yung post, which is may mali. So, dapat yung natin is consider rin natin yung dito, yung column dito. So, dapat pala pagbilang natin times 2 yung sa edge. So, dapat is 0.2 times 20. So, dapat yung pagbilang natin, kung magbibilang natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, parang gano'n. So, dapat 20 naman. 20 pala. So yung natin is 56 yung net length for Chb. Yan. Kasi nga, may deduction tayo na para sa column. So, multiply the height of the fence by the net area. So, multiply the height of the fence by the net area. So, ito na yun natin, So, by area method yung gagamitin natin. So, 56 by 2.6. Diba kanina, 60 by 2.6. Ngayon, 56 by 2.6 na lang. So, saan nakuha ulit yung 2.6? Ito yung given natin. Ito yung given natin. Yan, 2.6. Ito yun. Ito yung 2.6. Yan. So, ang total na area is 145.6 square meters. So, ulit, square meter. So, in 1 square meter, there is 12.5 pieces of Chb. So, 146.6 times 12.5 is equal to 1,820 pieces. So, lumiit yung area natin. So, pag mas lumiit yung area natin, syempre, mas liliit rin yung number of Chb. Tingnan lang natin pag di ba kanina, ilan yung na-compute natin Chb? 1,950. So, kung 1,950 pieces to, so, diba, ito, hindi natin consider na may columns. Ito naman, consider natin na may columns. So, malaking difference rin yung pag hindi natin consider na walang column. Kasi nasa 130 pieces yung na-save natin. So, kung hindi nga natin consider yung columns, so may lagpas tayo ng 130 pieces na Chb. Kung 130 pieces yan, kung magkano na Chb ngayon, times 16. So nasa 2,880 pesos rin yung nawala sa atin. So, malaking bagay rin yung pag-consider natin sa mga ganitong bagay. So, pagdating sa estimate, marami lahat nag-consider tayo na kung saan tayo mas makakamura. Tapos, kung ng mga ano natin sa So, 2,000, laking bagay yung 2,000 ano natin, pesos kung hindi natin i-consider yung sa mga columns. So, sa next solution naman natin is find the volume of one concrete footing slab. So, ano ba yung ano nito? So, 0.6 by 0.6. So, yung sa slab na tayo, sa footing slab, so yung ano ito yung ano natin, slab natin ito yan. So, yung thickness niya is 0.15. Ayan, 0.15. So, width is 0.6, tapos 0.6 rin yung length. So, volume is equal to 0.15 times 0.6 times 0.6 meters. Yung volume is 0.54 cubic meters. So, ano lang, ito na yung ano natin, di ba? So, ilan yung ano natin, columns? 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, there are 16 columns. So, there are also 16 footings. So, 0.054 times 16 is equals to 8.864 cubic meters. So, para yon sa footing natin. So, paano naman sa volume of concrete post? So, 0.2, ito yung concrete post natin, yung dimension. 0.2 by 0.2 times 2.6. Kasi yan yung length ng concrete post natin. Times 16. Kasi 16 pieces rin yung concrete post natin. So, ang total is 1.67 cubic meters. So, ang total volume is 0.864 cubic meters plus 1.67 cubic meters is equal to 2.53 cubic meters. So, yung ano natin is class B. So, ito na yung ano natin, multipliers natin. 7.5, 0.5, tsaka 1. So, 2.53 times 7.5, 19 bags. Tapos, 1.26 cubic meters and 2.53 cubic meters. So, yan yung ano natin, na-solve nating number of bags, tapos cubic ng sand, tapos ang gravel. So, sa next problem, from the following figure, determine the number of 15 by 20 by 40 centimeters required to construct the building firewall. So, ito yung figure natin. Yan. So, ang ginawa natin dito is hinati natin by parts. So, itong area na to, tinawag nating A. Tapos ito yung buo, B. Tapos ito, C. Kasi para hindi tayo mahirapan sa pag-solve. Kasi kung consider natin as whole to, baka mahirapan. So, punta muna tayo sa area A. Area A, ito lang. Yung 3 meters, by 4 meters. So, by direct counting, so kung length divided by length ka tayo, so kung height divided by height tayo. So, 4 meters by 0.4 is equal to 10 pieces. So, yan yung para sa area A. So, height is 3 meters.
Pero ang subject niyan, sir, Coral 1 and Coral 2.
So yung sa height pala natin, meron tayong nakalitaan dito. So, ito. By 40 centimeters pala dito na simula sa floor line, finish floor line hanggang dito sa natural ground line natin. So, consider natin kasi may hollow blocks rin doon dito. Yan, sa lahat yan, sa lahat. So, yan yung pag-ano natin. Kasi hindi naman pwede na ito yung natural grade line, tapos may hollow blocks dito, tapos dito wala pang, tapos ito yung footing, wall footing natin, tapos walang hollow blocks ito, pangit na. Hindi naman pwede yung ganon. So kung ano natin, consider natin is 4 meters by 3.4. So ito yung height ng wall A natin, 3.4. So divided by height ng Chb, 0.2. So ang total is 17 pieces. So multiply lang natin, 10 by 17 is equals to 170 pieces. So proceed na tayo sa So nakuha na natin yung sa area A. Ito yan, 4 meters by 3.4 meters. So proceed tayo sa area B. So length divided by length ulit, 7 meters. Ito yung 7 meters. Ito yan. Divided by 0.4 is equal to 17.5 pieces. So meron tayong 17.5 pieces para sa area B. So sa naman, since yung natin is ganito, irregular shape natin, parang hindi siya square or rectangle, may halong square tapos triangle sa taas. So ang gagawin natin is average natin yung height ng natin, area B. So ang average height simula sa ilalim, kasama na yung 0.4 is 6.9 meters. So i-average lang natin. So ang average height is 6.9. So 6.9 divided by 0.2 is 34.5 pieces or layers of Chb. So lang natin kanina, times lang natin yung length tapos yung height. Tapos 17.5 times 34.5 is equal to 603.75 pieces. So last is find the area C. So ito yung area C, parang katulad lang sa area A. Yung length is 5 meters divided by 0.4, 12.5 pieces. Tapos ang height naman is 1.5 plus 0.4. So 1.9 divided by 0.2 is equal to 9.5 pieces. So yan na yung natin. So 12.5 times 9.5 lang para makuha natin yung total is 118.75. So ang natin, i-add natin lahat ng CHB from area A to area C para makuha natin yung total. So 170 plus 603.75 plus 118.75 is equal to 892.5 pieces. So since nga wala naman tayo mabibiling 0.5 piece ng kahit ano, so i-round off natin, say 893 pieces of 15 by 20 by 40 centimeter CHB. So yan yung natin by fundamental method. So yun yung by direct counting yun, by fundamental method. So how about naman by area method? So since alam natin mas madali yung area method, lang natin. So by area A. So 3.4 by 4. So ang kakalabasan is 13.6. Tapos area B, average height lang times the length na 7 meters. So 7 by 6.9 is 48.3. Tapos area C is 5 meters by 1.9 is equal to 9.50 square meters. So ang total area is 71.40 square meters. So lang natin na in every square meter is equal, every 1 square meter is equal to 12.5 pieces of CHB regardless of thickness. So 71.4 times 12.5 is equal to 893 pieces of CHB. So 893 pieces of 15 by 20 by 40 centimeter CHB. So, yan yung number pieces natin. So, reminder, before estimating the quantity of concrete hollow blocks, be sure to verify the plan, especially the clear height of the wall, which is very important in the process. Yung katulad ng kanina, yung clear height, yung sinama natin pati yung sa ilalim ng lupa. Kailangan dapat masama yan. The following question should be given due to consideration of this might affect the result of the estimate. So, number 1, does the elevation as indicated in the plan specify the height from the first floor to the second floor line, or is it the floor to ceiling? In either case, the depth of the beam has to be considered in the estimate, either added or subtracted. So, kailangan dapat naka-specify sa plano natin kung yung height ba is from the first floor, for example, ito yan. So, ito yung first floor natin. So, kung naka-indicate ba na from the first floor line, ito yun, first floor line, hanggang second floor line yung natin, yung sa naka-reflect sa plano natin. Or, is it from the first floor line o hanggang ceiling lang? For example, hanggang dito lang yung ceiling natin, kailangan dapat mapakita yon. Tapos, kung ganun yun, kung sa ceiling, dapat mapakita natin yung yung depth ng natin ng beam. Kasi ito yung second floor line natin, tapos ito yung first. So kung ito yung ceiling, syempre, kung hanggang dyan lang ceiling, makikita dapat yung beam natin. So it's either added or subtracted. So number 2, have you considered the CHB to be installed from the underground foundation to the floor line? This particular portion of the wall is often overlooked in the process of estimating, especially when there is no detailed plan or cross-section detail. Don't ever commit the same mistake experienced by most estimator. Yung katulad ng kanina, kadalasan hindi na sasama yung CHB underground. So, yung katulad ng kanina, may point 4 tayo na below the finished floor line. So, dapat sinasama natin yon kasi nga, malaking bagay rin yung mawawala pag hindi. For example, yung simula sa finished floor line hanggang sa foundation natin is 1 meter. So, napakalaking bagay na mawala yung 1 meter sa estimate natin. Kasi, in reality, maglalagay ka pa rin ng CHB doon sa 1 meter mo na hindi in-estimate. So, malaking bagay talaga yung mawawala natin. So, keep in mind na dapat meron talagang naka-reflect sa plano natin para hindi tayo mawala sa estimate natin. So, at least realistic yung estimate. So, number 3 or last is the situated concrete hollow blocks to be installed are uniform in sizes and in thickness. Have it ordered from one manufacturer or supplier only. Installing different sizes of CHB means additional expenses for cement and plaster labor. If several suppliers cannot be avoided, have their respective blocks installed in particular place of work. So, dito, kung dapat uniform yung sizes at thickness ng hollow blocks. For example, ito yung ganito yung hollow blocks natin na yan, tapos may hollow blocks na ganito kalaki. Tapos ilalatag mo, sabi daw is 4 inches daw to, 4 inches rin to. Pero yung nagkaiba sa length. So, dapat uniform yung sizes nila. Kung 4 inches, 4 inches, yung 4 inches lahat, hindi mag-iiba yung hollow sizes ng hollow blocks natin kasi mag-iiba yung ang maapektuhan ang dami ng ilalatag natin. So, after natin ma-estimate yung number of hollow blocks, i-estimate naman natin ngayong cement mortar. So, after knowing the number of hollow blocks needed for a particular masonry work, the next step is to find its work partner called cement mortar. So, cement mortar is a mixture of cement, sand, and water. It is used as bonding materials in installing masonry blocks and other various plastering work. In estimating cement mortar, one has to consider the following items. So the mortar to be used is used in between the layer of Chb, the mortar filler for the hollow core or cell of blocks. This filler could be pure mortar or mortar with gravel for economy. C is fine screened sand for plastering. So, ito daw yung ano natin. So, ang mortar natin daw is a mixture of cement, sand, and water. So, walang gravel sa mortar. So, pero yung sa ano natin, sa mortar filler natin, pwedeng pure mortar lang or mortar with gravel para makatipid tayo sa semento. Sa ano lang yan, sa mortar filler lang. So, continuing the problem in illustration 2-1, figure 2-2 determine how many bags of cement and sand needed to install the 150 pieces 10 by 20 40 cm CHP using Class B mortar. So, there are 3 solutions para pag-solve ng cement mortar. Number 1 is by volume method, 2 is area method, and 3 is the per 100 block method. So, first method is by volume method. So, first is determine the volume of mortar in between the layer of the blocks, adapting the 12 mm or 1/2 inch or 0.012 meters uniform thickness of mortar. So, ito yung ano natin, kapal daw ng mortar natin. So, man natin mag for example, ito yung ano natin hollow blocks natin. Yan. Yan yung pag ano natin, latag. I-exaggerate ko lang ng konti. So, ito yung tinatawag nating cement mortar. Ito yung exaggerated lang to. So, ito yung tinatawag natin cement. Yung pang-connect natin sa bawat hollow blocks. Yan. Parang palaman baga. Pero walang space naman natin dito kasi konektado dapat yan dito. Yan, dapat yan. Kasi magbubuo yan dito. So, pala dapat yan. Dito. Yan. At meron din dyan. Tapos meron din dito. Exaggerated lang masyado yung kanina. So, yan dapat yung sa ano natin. Ito. Ito yung palaman sa saturated lang yan. So, yung ano natin, parang palaman siya. So, parang ganito lang. Isang hollow block. Isang hollow block. Ito yung 12 mm na cement mortar natin. So, first is by the volume method. Volume is equals to thickness times the width times the length. So, width of CHB nakalagay dito. Width of CHB. So, volume is equal to 0.12. Ito yung kadalasan na thickness ng ano natin, mortar, times 0.10, which is 4 inches, times 4 meters. Kasi yung kanina is illustration 2-1. So, ito yung sa illustration 2-1 kanina, 4 meters yung ano natin, yung length. Ito yun. Ito, 4 meters. So, 0.2 times the width of the CHB times length na 4 meters is equal to 0.048 cubic meter. So take note that the 3 meters high wall divided by 0.2 height of it is 15 layers. So thus multiply volume is equal to 15 layers times 0.048 cubic meter. So kung 15 layers yung kanina, yung height natin kanina, times lang natin sa 0.0048, ang volume natin total is 0.72 cubic meter. So, para mas visualize nyo kung paano ba yung pag-ano nito yun. So, kung ito yung ano natin, for example, ito na yung hollow block natin na 4 meters. 4 meters yan 4 meters. 4 meters yan. So, ito yung 0.012 dito. Ito yan. Ito. Tapos, times 0.10. Kasi nga, ito yung thickness ng ano natin is 0.10. So, 4 inches times the length. At parang ito yung kasi yung palaman ng ano natin. Parang ito. Yan, ito yung cross-sectional. Ito yung sa side view. So, ito yung 0.012. Tapos, ito yung 4 meters. So, there are 15 layers dito na parehas na yun dito. Parehas. 15 layers. So, 1, 2, 3, 15 layers. So, ang total volume nito, ang hinahanap lang natin na volume ay ito lang. Yan. Yan lang. So, ang total volume niyan is 0.72 cubic meter. So, total volume ng filler natin is 0.72 cubic meter. So, this is the total volume of the mortar in between the 15 layers of concrete hollow blocks. So, aside from the cement mortar used in between block layers, there are 4 hollow cores or cells per block to be filled with mortar. Find the volume per block. So, aside daw dun sa natin, so sa cement mortar natin, lalagyan pa natin ng semento yung yung void cells ng natin, ng core. For example, ba ito 'yon. Diba, empty yan. Ito, compute pa natin yung semento na ilalagay natin dito sa mga hollow cores na yan. So, ito yung dimension ng isang hollow cell. 0.2 meters ang height. Hindi naman nagbabago yan kasi yan yung height ng natin, hollow block. Ang width is 0.75 meters. Yan. 0.75 meters. Ang thickness is 0.5 meters. So, paano ba yan? Diba? Ganito yan. So, kung typical lang yan para sa 4 by 8 by 16 CHB. So, ito yan kasi ang kapal ng nito, ng CHB natin is 1 inch to, 1 inch rin to. Kasi diba, ang total nito is 4 inches. So, kung 1 inch yung ito dito, yung kapal nito, tapos 1 inch rin dito, kung matitira dito para dito sa hollow, uniform yan, is 2 inches. So, 2 inches times, i-convert natin into meters is 0.5 meters. So, yan yung para sa thickness. How about naman sa width na 0.75? So, kung ito ay 16 inches yan, ito 1 inch yan, 1 inch rin to, 1 inch rin to, tapos 1 inch rin to. So, kung 16 minus 4 inches, kasi ito yung nawala. So tawagin natin ano to, x to, x. Tapos x, kasi magkakaparas lang yan ng ano. Tapos ito, 1 half x, 1 half x. So, total is 4x is equal to 16 inches minus 4. Ang x natin is 3 inches. So, yung length nito is 3 inches. So, convert lang natin into meters. So, magiging 3 inches is equal to 0.75 meters. So, yun yung paano natin nakuha ang mga dimension ng hollow cores natin. Ito yan. Yeah. So, volume, ang volume ng empty ng 4 hollow cores is equal to 0.5 thickness times 0.75 length times 0.2 height times the number of cores. There are 4 cores in one hollow block. So, volume is 0.03 cubic meter para sa 4 inches by 8 inches by 16 inches CHB. So, find the total volume of the hollow core for the 150 CHB. Total volume is 150. Yung 150 na nasolve natin kanina. Yan. Times 0.003 is equal to 0.45 cubic meter. So, total volume, add lang natin yung cement mortar kanina. Plus itong sa ano natin, sa block para sa hollow cores natin. Yun yung total natin. Cement mortar plus filler. So, ang total is 0.072 plus 0.45 is equal to 0.522 cubic meter. So, using class B mixture. So, ito yung ano natin. So, may table tayo para sa mortar natin. So, ito yan. So, class B. So, ito. Class B. 40 kilograms. Sand is 1. So, 0.522 times 12 is 6.26 bags. And sand is 0.22 times 1 is 0.2 cubic. 0.52 cubic meter. So, say natin na 7 bags ito. So, yan yung ano natin by volume method. By volume method. So, how about naman by area method? So, first is find the area of the wall, 3 by 4 meters. Bale, 12 square meters. Itong ano na to, para lang to sa volume, yung table. Ito naman, para naman ito sa per square meter na table. So, meron na tayong area. So, hanapin natin yung para sa B. So, ito. Class B. Ito. Kasi, ang size ng CHB natin is 10 by 20 by 40. So, sand is 0.0435. So, mas madali yung ano natin, yung sa area. As long as alam natin yung table. Kasi yung sa volume kanina, dumaan pa tayo sa mahabang proseso. Ito, kunin mo lang yung area, tingin ka lang sa table, hanapin mo lang kung anong class, makuha mo na yung number of bags tsaka volume of sand. So, 12 times 0.522, ito yun. Top is equal to 6.26. Sand, 12 times 0.0435 cubic meter is equal to 0.522 cubic meter. So, mas madali yung area method ng pagkuha ng cement mortar. So, ito naman, by 100 block method. So 100 block method is the third solution offered for a more superior approach. So ito, first is find the number of concrete hollow blocks. So yung kanina, nasolve nga natin kanina na mayroong 150 pieces CHB. Then, convert to unit of 100. So, 100, kasi nga 100 block method. So, 150 divided by 100 is 1.5. So, refer to table 2-3. Ito. So, by the 100 block method, meron ulit tayong table. So, convert mo lang yung number of pieces CHB, 1.5. So, ito na yung natin. So, 10 by 20 by 40. Ito yon. Type P at class B. Tapos ito. So, yung 1.5, yan yung natin, gagamitin natin. 1.5 times multiplier na ito. Ito yan. Tsaka ito. So, 1.5 times 4.176, 6.26 bags. Sand is 1.5 times 0.348. So, yan yung methods natin sa pag-solve. So, comment. Comparing the answers to three methods in finding the materials for cement mortar, the results are practically the same. The estimator now has the choice which method to use. So, before using table 2-2 and 2-3, know first the kind of mixture and size of CHB to be used because this is where most errors are being committed. So, kailangan dapat alam mo yung mixture tsaka yung size ng CHB ba kasi mamaya matingnan mo lang dito, hindi mo tingnan yung size ng CHB na gagamitin pala, magkakamali ka. So, nasa sa inyo na yan kung ano yung gagamitin nyo sa pag-estimate nyo, kung by volume method, by area method, or by 100 block method. So, saan mas convenient para sa inyo. So, next example tayo. Going back to the problem of illustration 2-2, figure 2-4, find the quantity of hollow blocks, cement, and sand for mortar using area method. So, by area method yung gagamitin natin. So, punta daw tayo sa illustration 2-2. Ito yan. Illustration 2-2. Yan. So, find the area. So, may nga tayo kanina. Keep in mind na itong problem na to ay walang columns na binigay sa atin. So, ito yung natin. Perimeter natin is as is na 60. Ito yun, 160. As is na 60 yan. Tapos, 60 meters. Tapos, ang height is 2.6. So, given rin yon sa natin, sa illustration 2-2. So, ang area is 106 square meters. So, find the number of CHB. Refer to table 2-2 under column. So, ito yan. Number of pieces natin. Nasolve rin natin ito kanina, 1,150 pieces. So, find the cement and sand using table 2-2. Ito ulit yung multiplier natin kasi class B, 0.522 tsaka 0.435. So, ito yung natin. Sagot natin. Yan. Ito yung area natin, tapos ito yung multiplier na base sa table using area method. So, ito yung summary ng materials natin. Ang kailangan natin para sa wall is 1,950 pieces CHB, 82 bags of cement para sa cement mortar, and 70 cubic meters of sand. Take note that the above materials found does not include the cement and sand gravel for the footing. So, take note, wala tayong footing and the parcel. So, after natin naman sa yun, kanina sa pillar lang kasi yung kanina eh. Tapos, ito naman para sa plastering or palitan natin. So, aside from the cement mortar for block laying lang yung kanina, plastering is another item to consider. Most estimators, however, make their estimate of mortar for block laying and plastering through simple guessing and calculation, assuming the quantity of cement and sand without paying of computation. The reason is simple. They are just in a hurry and has no time to do it. And for these reasons, we offer the following methods accompanied by simplified tables of equivalent values. So, estimating ng cement mortar for plastering, meron tayong dalawang method. By volume method and by area method. So, example tayo. Continuing the problem 2-1, yung kanina, yung 3 by 4 meters na wall. Paano natin makuha yung para semento, sand, para sa plastering. So, find the two sides of the So, kasi pag nagpa-plaster tayo, both sides ng wall. Plaster tayo, yan. Ito yung isang side, ito yung pangalawang side. So, pag nagpa-plaster tayo, two sides yung pina-plastering natin. So, area is equal to 3 times 4 times 2 sides kasi nga, dalawang side ng wall. Ito. Tsaka ito. So, ang area total is 24 square meters. Tapos, assuming that the plaster is 16 mm or the average thickness, ito yung average thickness ng plaster natin, 16 mm. So, determine the volume of the plaster. So, volume is equal to 24 square meter times 0.16 meters. So, volume total is 0.384 square cubic meters. So, ito na yung natin. Solve the cement and sand. Table 2-1. So, di ba may table tayo para sa volume kanina. Ito yun. Yan, ito. So, class B, 12 at saka 1. 12 tsaka 1. So, ang natin para sa plastering is 0.384 times 12 is equals to 4.6 safe by bags, and 0.384 times 1 is equals to 0.384 say fine sand. So, fine sand. Yan. So by area method, meron tayong ulit area yung gagamitin natin. Hanapin natin yung area ng two sides, 3 by 4 by 2. Kasi two sides, 24 square meter. So, yan yung gagamitin natin. Class B, tingnan lang natin ulit dito. 16 mm daw yung gagamitin natin. So, class B, 16 mm yung huwag kakalimutan. Thickness of plaster natin. Tapos, ito. Class B and sand. So, 0.192 tsaka 0.016. So, ito na yan. So, ita-times lang natin. Makuha na natin yung number of bugs and sand para sa plastering. Tapos yun na. Question. Ba't hindi po tayo gumagamit ng gravel sa plastering? Simple lang. Kasi pag nagpa-plaster tayo, dapat makinis yung pag-plaster. Pag nilagyan natin ng gravel, ano sa tingin niyo mangyayari? Siyempre, hindi na magiging makinis yung plastering natin. Magkakaroon ng mga bulge yan. So, pag nagpa-plaster tayo, walang gravel. Yun ang iisipin nyo. Pag nagmo-mortar tayo, minsan may gravel, minsan wala. Pero kadalasan wala. Pero kadalasan, minsan mayroon para makatipid rin tayo sa mga materyales. So, next problem tayo. The following figure 2-9, list down the cement. Ito yung 2-9. List down the cement and sand necessary to plaster two pieces of the cement at an average thickness. So, given na yung thickness ng na cement natin na 20 mm class C mixture. So, ito yung figure natin. 20 meters, 15, tapos 20 meters. So, ang height is 2.7. So, thickness, CHB natin na gagamitin is 15 by 20 by 40 CHB. So, by area method, kunin muna natin yung perimeter total. So, 20 plus 15 plus 20 is 55 meters. Ayan. Tapos yung height, 2.7. Yan. Tapos 2 paces yung ipa-plaster natin. So ang area total is 55 meters times 2.7 times 2 is 297 square meters. So solve for the area of the front and top surface of the fence. So, ito yun. Ito yung mini-min niya. Ito daw. Yan. Tsaka ito. Tsaka ito. I-plaster pa yan. I-plaster pa yan. So, ano ba yung makuha? So, 0.15 kasi alam natin ang thickness ng Chb is 0.15 to. 0.15 times 2.7. Then, 2.7 para sa front. Plus 2.7 ulit kasi dalawa yung front. Plus 40 kasi ito pinagsama na ang 20 ng dalawa. Plus 15 ulit. 0.15 times 2.7 para sa front na dalawa. Tapos plus ulit 40. 20 plus 20, 40. Tapos 15. Ito yun. Kasi yung top tsaka front is na-plaster. Ina-plaster pa daw. So, total, plus 15 ulit, is 9.06 square meter. So, ang total area is 297 plus 9.06 is 306.06 square meters. So, refer tayo sa table ulit 2-4 for 20 mm thick class C. 2-4. 20 mm thick. Ayan. 0.18 tsaka 0.2. Ito. So, 306.06 times 0.15 is equals to 55 bags. Tapos, ang sand naman is 306.06 times 0.02, 6.1 cubic meters. So, yan yung computation natin para sa plastering ng itong wall na ito. Yan. So, another example, meron tayong dito the owner of a commercial lot wants to fence the frontage of his lot with 15 by 20 by 40 cm concrete hollow blocks. The fence is 3.5 meters high and 40 meters long, provided with 25 by 25 centimeter reinforced concrete posts spaced at 4 meters distance. Using Class B, list down the materials required. So, ito daw yung fence natin. 3.5 by 40 meters. Tapos, reinforced daw ng concrete post na 25 by 25 centimeters. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, there are 11 concrete posts. So, ito yan. So, ito yung CHP natin. Ito yung elevation. Yung elevation ng concrete post. So, first, solve the gross area of the fence. So, simple lang, 3.5 by 40. So, 3.5 by 40 gross area to is 140 square meters. So, net area. So, subtract the area occupied by the post. So, pag nagka-plaster tayo, i-minus natin yung area ng columns natin. So, 140 minus ito. Kasi isang side lang naman yan. Ito. So, ito yung column natin. So, minus lang natin yung isang side lang ng post natin. So, ito yan. 140 square meter minus 0.25 meters times 3.5. Kasi ito yung area ng ng ang height ng natin, column. 2.25. Ito yung isang column is 0.25. Tapos ang height is 3.5 meters. So, times 11 kasi there are 11 posts. So, ang area net is 140 minus 9.625 is equal to 130.4 square meters. So, after that, find the number of CHB. So, simple lang. Nakuha na natin yung area net times lang natin by 12.5. So, meron tayong 1,630 pieces of CHB. So, after that, hanapin natin yung cement mortar naman ng wall. Ito, cement mortar to. Ito yung sa yung sa palaman. Tawag natin palaman. So, refer to table 2-2. Ito yan, yung sa taas. 2-2 for area or mortar to. So, plus C 0.394. Class B pala. So, class B, 15 by 20. Class B. Class B, 15 by 20. Ito yan. Yan. So, 1.018 tsaka 0.0844. So, yung area lang ulit kanina, times lang natin sa multiplier natin. So, ang sagot is 132.75 bags and 11 cubic meters per sand. So, ito, reminder lang, mortar pa lang to. So, how about naman sa plaster? So, sa plaster, refer to table 2-4 naman tayo. 16 mm ang thickness ng plaster natin. Ayan. 2-4. 16 mm plus B. 190.192 and 0.016. So, yan. So, reminder, isang side pa lang ito. Kaya, ito times 2 natin. Kasi, yung dalawang side, yung ipa-plaster natin. So, 130.4 square meters times 2 sides is equal to 261 square meters. So, rounded off na. So, 261 times 0.192, base to sa table, is equal to 50 bags. And 261 times 0.016, 4.2 cubic meters. So, summary of the materials, ang needed na number of CHB is 1,630 pieces, 15 by 20 by 40 centimeters. So, ang needed na bags of cement is 132.75 plus 50 is 183 bags, rounded out. And the needed sand is 11 plus 4.2 is 15.2, rounded up to 16 cubic meters of sand. So, ito yung total summary of materials. So, comment. Take note that in finding the wall area, the height should be measured from the top of the fence down to the foundation line, not just the floor line only. Hindi lang sa floor line. Dapat daw ay simula sa top of the fence dito hanggang sa foundation line. Ito. For example, ito. Top of the fence. Hanggang foundation yung 3.5. Hindi hanggang finish floor line lang. So, dapat, pag nagano tayo, hanggang foundation line. So, number 2 is, in the preceding example, two sides of the wall were considered for plastering. The area occupied by the post was subtracted from the gross wall area. For practical purposes, this should not be subtracted because by computing back to determine its area and plaster required is considerably a waste of time. So, uh, for practical purposes lang, it should not be subtracted because uh, by computing back to determine its area, the plaster required is uh, determine its area is considerably a waste of time. So, minsan hindi namin na-minus yung para sa plaster. Para sa plaster lang to Uh, para sa plaster lang. Pero pagdating sa CHB, kailangan ay minus. So, the area to plastered is 140 times 2 or 200 square meters into this post. So, yun na yung ano natin. So, next topic natin is concrete hollow block footing. So, concrete hollow block wall is supported by a continuous wall footing of various thickness and width, depending upon the size of the blocks and the load it has to carry or as indicated in the plan. So, here is table 2-5 for prepared for easy reference in estimating the materials for concrete hollow blocks footing. So, ito yung ano natin. Tinatawag natin concrete hollow block footing. So, continuing the problem in illustration 2-9, figure 2-10, if the wall footing is 15 centimeters thick, then 15 centimeters thick and 50 centimeters wide, determine the quantity of cement, sand, and gravel necessary using Class A concrete. So, ito yan. Ito yung tinatawag nating footing. Yan. 0.15, 0.5. So, ito yung ano natin, 0.15 thick. Ito. And 0.5 meters. So, by volume method, yan. Ito yan. Yung cross-section thickness with CHB. So, first is find the volume of the wall footing. Length minus the space provided occupied by the post to get the net length. So, ito na. Illustration 2-9. Ito yan. Yan. Ito yan. Ito po yan. So, length minus the space occupied by the post to get the net length. So, 40 meters. Ito yan. 40 meters. Minus 0.25 kasi ang dimension ng column natin is, mga column is 0.25 meters. So, times 11 kasi 11 meters, 11 yung post natin. So, 40 minus 0.25 times 11. So, ang sagot natin is 37.5 meters net length. So, ang kasi yan. So, nag-minus tayo kasi nga CHB footing to. Kasi, for example, ganito kasi yung drawing niya. So, mga pwede mong drawing niya. Ganito. For example, ito yung column natin. Yan. Tapos, ito yung foundation. So, ito naman yung isa pang column. So, yan. Tapos, yung wall footing natin o CHB footing ay hanggang dyan na yan. Yan. Ito yung ano natin, wall footing. Yan. So, in every column yan. Kaya, nagma-minus tayo kaya mina-minus natin yung sa post. So, kaya kung may mga column tayo dyan, ima-minus natin yung sa net, sa gross length. So, ito na nga yung nakuha nating net length. So, volume is equal to thickness times width times the length. So, 0.15 times 0.5, 0.15 times 0.5 times the net length na 37.25 meters. Yan. Total volume is 2.79 cubic meters. So, refer to table 1-2. 1-2 kasi concrete po ito. Hindi po ito hollow blocks. Yan. Yan. So, Class A, ito yung para sa Class A na 40 kilograms. So, 9.5 tsaka 1. So, ang total bags is 25. Sand is 1.4 cubic meters. Gravel is 2.8 cubic meters. So, yan yung para sa Chb Footing. So, how about naman by linear meter method? So, number 1 is solve for the net length of the Chb wall. So, katulad lang kanina, net length lang. Ito na yung sagot natin. Yan. Katulad lang kanina. So, refer naman tayo sa table 2-5. Ito yon. Ito yung table 2-5 is for per meter length lang. Yan. Ito yan. So, ano yung dimensional natin? 0.15 by 50. So, ito. Class A. 0.15 by 50. Yan. So, yan yung mga multiplier natin. Ang multiplier natin para sa cement is 0.675, sand is 0.038, and gravel is 0.076. So, yan yung multiplier natin. So, ito times lang natin sa net length kasi nga by linear meter method tayo. Linear meter method. So, ito na yung nakuha natin. So, magkalapit lang sila ng by volume tsaka ito. Magkalapit lang ang sagot. So next problem tayo. Illustration 2-11. So, from the following figure, prepare the bill of materials using Class B mixture for concrete and mortar. So, grade line, ground line. So, ito, 25 meters. Tapos, mag 5 meters na papasok. Walang wall. Yan, 25 meters. So, square siya. So, first is solve for the CHB. Kasi ang pinapahanap natin dito is CHB. Following prepare them using for concrete and mortar. So, for concrete and mortar. So, first, solve for the CHB. So, ang perimeter is 3 times 25. Ilang 25 yon? 1, 2, 3. 325 meters plus 1, 2, 3, 4 na 5 meters na length. Kasi ito, bukas yan. So, ang perimeter is 95 meters. So, since CHB to, babawasan natin ng sa post. So, ano ba yung post? Yung mga ano natin? Sa post natin. So, 20 by 20 centimeters. So, bilangin natin yung post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 ba? 17, 18, 19, 20. So, there are 20 posts. See figure. So, ito yun, no? Diba? For along, anong dito? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 12. Hanggang dito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ito naman yung ano natin, yung length ay subtract natin para sa perimeter. So, length is equals to 0.2 width times 20 posts. So, L is equals to 40 meters. 4 meters. So, after that, yan na lang natin yung net length. So, ito yung perimeter, gross perimeter, tapos ito yung para naman sa length ng post. So, 95 minus 4 meters is 91 meters. So, area, para makuha natin yung sa CHP is the area is equals to 91 meters times 2.5 meters height. Ito, di ba may dalawang ano tayo dito? Height. Isang 3 meters at isang 2.5. So, ito para to sa post. Ito naman para sa CHB. So, CHB yung pinag-uusapan natin. Kaya, 2.5 yung gagamitin natin. So, ang sagot natin is 228 square meters. So, square meters, so times 12.5. Yan. Kasi area method yan. So, 12 times 12.5. So, sagot natin is 2,850 pieces of CHB. So, after natin makuha yung sa CHB, ano naman natin yung cement mortar para sa block laying. So, since may area na rin tayo, to area. Yan, may area tayo. So, punta tayo sa table 2-2 using class B. Ito yung makikita nating multiplier. So, 0.522 tsaka 0.0435. Punta tayo dun sa table 2-2 para sa block laying. Para lang to sa area method. So, ang masolve natin na cement is 119 bags. And para naman sa sand is 9.92, say 10 cubic meters. So, after sa plastering, after naman sa block laying pala, punta tayo sa plastering. So, if two sides of the wall will be plastered, then area is equal to 95 times 2 meters times 2. Question. But 2 meters. Kasi yung ipa-plaster natin ay simula lang sa top ng wall hanggang sa finish floor line. Hindi na naman natin ipa-plaster yung hindi na natin makita, which is yung sa foundation line. Parang pag pinaster mo yan, tapos tatakpan mo, ano lang, gastos ka lang. So, area, 95. Bakit 95? Kasi nga, sabi kanina, pag binawasan pa natin nung sa length ng column, ano lang, waste of time lang. So, consider natin yung buong perimeter. So, perimeter times 2 meters na height. Yan, ito yon 2 meters. So, times 2 sides. So, area is equal to 380 square meters. So take dito, may note pala dito. So, take note that the height of the wall is only 2 meters because we do not plaster the wall below the ground line. So, for plastering, refer to table 2-4 using 16 mm thick plaster, class B. So, ito yung magiging multiplier natin para sa plastering. So, 73 bags para cement and 6.1 cubic meter para sa sand. So, solving naman para sa concrete posts and footing. So, materials for Chb footing, the net length of the Chb is 91 meters. Refer to table 2-5. So, using a 10 by 40 footing. So, ito yung footing natin. 10 by 40 wall footing. So, table 2-5, ito yon. Yung 91, yan yung net length na binawasan natin ng concrete post. So, ito yung magiging multiplier natin kapag class B yung mixture natin. So, mali lang, di ba? As long as nakuha nyo na yung net length, ito na makukuha nating sagot. So, 28 bags, 2 cubic meter, and 4 cubic meter of cement, sand, and gravel respectively. So, meron na tayo para sa ano yun para sa wall footing. Tapos, ang sunod naman is para naman sa volume ng concrete post. So, there are 20 concrete posts times 0.2 times 0.2. Yan yung dimension ng post natin, 0.2 by 0.2. Tapos, ito yung length naman, 3 meters. So, volume ng concrete post is 2.4 cubic meter. So, ito na yung para sa 20 concrete post. So, para naman sa footing, which is ang footing natin is 0.6 by 0.6 times 0.15. So, 20 footings times 0.15 times 0.6 times 0.6. Ang volume natin is 1.08. So, volume total is equal to 2.4 plus 1.8 is equal to 3.48 cubic meter. So, ang total ng para sa footing tsaka sa column is 3.48 times. Ito pala yung multiplier natin para sa class B. So, 3.75, 7.5, 0.5 tsaka 1. So, 3.48 to 26 bags. Sand is 1.74 cubic meters. Gravel is 3.48 cubic meters. So, summary, there are 2,850 pieces of 10 by 20 by 40 CHB, concrete hollow blocks. And there are 246 bags of cement, 20 cubic meter of sand, and 7.5 cubic meter of gravel. So, ito yung kailangan natin para gawa itong wall na 25 by 25 meters. So, meron tayong ano dito, problem exercise. Okay. Yan. Ito yung problem exercise natin. Yan yung ano natin. Yan. So, ang due date nito is due date is April 8. So, due date nito is April 8. April 8. Ito, problem exercise. Yan. So, next topic naman natin is metal reinforcement. So, next video naman natin gagawin.